What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Terry J. with HotxXMag Online Radio. We are back again, and we got another special guest coming up live today, okay? And it's not your usual. He is into music, but it's a different type of music. It's not your typical hip-hop and pop. It's actually Christian music, and it's super fire. So we spicing it up a little bit on the station. So with further ado, I want to bring my special guest. What's good?
What's good? Thanks for having me. This is your boy created for a purpose.
Absolutely. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic and had a great day. Had a beautiful day today.
That's good. That's always a good thing.
Yeah, I know, right?
So let the people know, where are you tuning in from today?
So I'm from South Carolina, born and raised in South Carolina.
Okay.
Little country town, real country. I'm a country boy, so. But, you know, my music is different, like you said, and people get a surprise about it when they hear it.
Definitely. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with different. You know, I love having that conversation with music artists because I tell them all the time, to be different is in nowadays.
Of course. Exactly right.
Right. Now, you being from a small town, let the people know, how did you even first get started making music?
Said that you know what, that's real good because so my dad is a singer. My whole family sings, and I do too. I do both actually. So what happened was one day we was in his truck. I remember I was about 5 or 6 years old, and my brother, he's 5 years older than me, so he was about 10. Now, my brother, you know, he sings, you know, he sing on the choir and everything. He always used to be a singer. And Dad was like, go ahead and sing, Jermaine. And so my brother started singing. And so when he started singing, my dad looked over at me and he was like, son, can you sing? Well, the thing about that is, I say, well, Dad, you know, I like to rap. You know, at 5 and 6, I love to rap. That's all I wanted to do. I said, no. I said, Dad, you know I like to rap. I don't like to sing. He said, go ahead and try it. So I said, all right. So I tried to sing, and it sounded good. So he was like, boy, you can sing. And that's how I went about me singing with the combination. And I left rap for a little bit, but then I got inspired by another artist. He was like, man, you need to start that rapping again. So on some of my music, it might sound like I'm rapping, and on some of it I do rap, and some of it I do chat a little bit, you know, like a chatty, like singing, like rap, like type style. But that's how it all started from there, and I never stopped going from there.
Wow, that's amazing. So you're real versatile.
Oh, yeah. Play the guitar also. Play the guitar. Play the keyboard. Yeah. I'm a musically inclined person, I guess. And I make beats too, so, you know, I do it all.
Wow, that is amazing. So have you ever played the guitar or any instrument while singing at the same time? Yes, I have. Wow.
Plenty of times. Yeah, plenty of times. As a matter of fact, one of my songs that I have, there's 2 different versions to it. It's called God's Grace, the one that I have. Mm-hmm. And for the people that's listening, I'm a holy hip hop Christian artist. So people that want to know what type of music I got, just to let them know, throw that out there. But it's called God's Grace, and what happens is it's an acoustic version of it. And I was inspired by the song because me and my son was looking at Lion King. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, I'm like, hold on. And I don't even know how it came about, but looking at the movie got me, I just wrote a song. And so I wrote it with the guitars. I was trying to get the same time. I was like, man, this sounds good. So I went back and I remade the song with a hip-hop version. So it's 2 versions to it.
Wow, that's amazing. I love The Lion King. That's a movie that will forever go down in history.
Forever movie, right?
Definitely. Then I think it's really dope, you know, when you were speaking on your dad, you know, asked you if you could sing, and it kind of pushed you to sing, and you realized, wow, I can sing, and he realized you could sing, you know, because I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like if he didn't do that, do you feel that you would have noticed that you can sing and, you know, went on with it as far as a career?
Well, I knew I could sing, but I didn't know I could sing that good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew that I could sing, right? But I just never wanted to do it. I just always wanted to rap. But you know what? I probably would have just been a straight up rapper. You know, sort of like a straight up rapper than more than a singer. I probably would have took over that side of instead of the singing side. But that's, you might be right, because I probably would never, ever wanted to sing,
Right.
I was wanted to rap. Oh, yeah, so probably so. Probably could have went that way. Just a rapper the whole time.
Wow, that's amazing, though. So, I must ask you, besides that situation with your family and your dad, what would you say, or who would you say inspired you to make music today?
Well, today, okay, so it's a long story. I mean, I'm trying to make it real short. Well, like I said, I'm a Christian rapper, so, so when I get in the booth, I don't write music down. I don't write nothing down. I get in there and I hear it, and I just go off the top of my head. Whether I'm singing or rapping or whatever it is, it's never, I never write anything down. So, and I always pray before I do it, and I know that, that my God give me the words to say, because I'm not like, I try to write stuff down and it don't come out right. But when I go in the booth and I hear it and I freestyle off the top of my head, and the words just flow so perfectly for me.
Oh.
So, but as that side, but as a human nature side, my son, because my son, he's 6, and he loves my music, and so he's always asking, hey, Dad, you gonna make another song, or, things like that. He, I cut my music on. He know, like, word for word, pound for pound. He know it all. And so he inspired me to write even more music. And so, here lately I've been doing a lot of shows, and a lot of people been asking me to come and perform. It's been a lot of good things happening, with that inspiration from him. But that's inspired me.
Wow. Oh, yes. And for everybody that's tuning in, if you have kids, I'm sure y'all can feel that. Our kids are our biggest motivation and inspiration. They're wonderful.
They are. And he's 6. He's 6 years old. So it was amazing, that he could sit back there and just listen to his dad's music, or it come on, he'd be like, "That's my daddy," So it just make you just smile,
Yes.
Like you get a toy.
Definitely. And what struck my attention was you said that you always, wanted to rap. And I must ask you, when I think of rap, you think of hip hop, or you may think of R&B a little bit, but what inspired you to do Christian rap instead of regular hip hop or R&B rap?
So you want so for people that don't know, okay. So what I'm a youth pastor, actually.
Wow.
Right? So so I'm a youth pastor. I'm a youth minister for a church, and I do a lot of things with the children, and so I was trying to figure out, how can I get these kids to hear something positive, because I had stopped doing music. I was just making beats. So I was like, well, how can I get these kids to do something positive and get them to like something, to get them, to understand, where I'm coming from. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, I just went to the studio one day, and a song came to me, and it was like, I'm flowing the song out of my, like, I didn't even know where it could come from. But I'm just, like, singing it and whatever, and the kids, they love it. And so that's how I became to do what I call it holy hip-hop. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And ever since then, that's just been me. I just feel like that's my calling for these children, to hear this type of music that I'm making. You know, because you got to see them. They be dancing. It's just amazing how you see the children love the type of. And I'm not saying nothing wrong with no hip hop, because I don't downgrade no music. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Tupac, I love Tupac. You know what I'm saying? It's one of my biggest rappers back then. I don't listen to like hardcore rap no more, but like the music they making now, I don't listen to. But but I have to listen to. See, me being a youth pastor, I have to listen to what they're listening to,
right?
And I want to know what they listen to and what they put in their body, their mind, because a human, to be honest with you, is like a filter. You filter in a lot of things, and sometimes a lot of things they filter in can be negative. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so I try to give them the filter of a positive music.
Yes.
And not saying nothing wrong with nobody's music, but that's just what I do. That's my job as a youth minister, to make sure these kids have something positive.
Yes. And I love that. And, I want to say salute to you, because I was having a conversation with somebody not long ago, and I said that, music is music, regardless of the genre. But the problem comes in is when the music artists are setting a bad example. And
exactly.
I forgot which female music artist came out I think it was Megan when she came out, you know, with the Hot Girl Summer and everything. And people were like, she's a terrible role model. And her response was, I'm not here to raise your kids. And it was like, whoa, like, you know, because I think music artists don't think of that when it comes to music. You know, you're right. You're not here to raise our kids, but they're who they look up to, like Megan, Nicki, and so on. And if you're leading by that example, they're going to follow and think it's okay.
Exactly.
So I definitely want to salute you for leading a more positive route, you know, to the kids, and also being understanding to their music at the same time.
Yes, I have to. I mean, I can't just say, hey, you know, you can't listen to this, you know, you can't listen to that, because that stuff takes time, you know, and you know, by me implementing my music, you know, at the same time, you know, because listen, one thing you got to understand, and I know you have children?
I do. I have one. He's 9.
All right, cool. So one thing about this is what people don't realize, that being a youth minister, right? The children come up to you and talk to you about things they won't even talk to their parents about, right? Mm-hmm. So I got to be the person that they got to trust. They got to trust somebody, and they got to be like, well, I can tell, you know, Minister Gerard this, and he won't say nothing, and I won't. You know, I keep a competition between them, but if I lose that trust in them, then where they gonna go to? You know what I'm saying? True. Are they going to go back to the streets? You know, and that's what I don't want them to do.
Right.
You know, so I got to keep them, you know, I got to give them that trust factor in me. You know, to trust me, hey, no, he's not going to say anything. Now, if it's something that's out of control, then we got to talk about it. But if it's something like simple things, I'm not. I can't do that. You know, I got to keep that trust, because the more and more I build, the more and more they listen to me, and the more and more they would take my advice. Mm-hmm. And see, that's what a lot of people don't realize. You want them to take your advice, but you got to be understanding of where they're coming from, too.
Very true. And, you know, that goes a lot with when it comes to your own children, too. You know what I mean? You have your own child as well, and it's the same thing with them. You got to be willing to listen. And you may not always agree, but listening is key. That way they feel comfortable with it.
That's right.
And
they tell you things.
Exactly. And honestly, even with being a music artist, that's important when it comes to going out here doing shows and getting feedback from labels. You got to be willing to, you know, listen to that constructive criticism or positive feedback to better yourself as an artist.
Exactly.
So since you've been doing music, how many shows have you done so far performing your own singles?
So I just started. So last year I just started making, I just really started doing the hip hop, holy hip hop. Mm-hmm. And last year I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I did 8 shows last year.
Okay.
Right. So this year so far I did about 3 or 4, which is doubling, which is half of what I did last year. So hopefully this year I get more than that. You know, and this is actually my first interview ever. I never did a radio interview with anybody, you know, because my music is just not getting out there. But I kind of didn't like the last album, so I wanted to go with a more feel like that song. He would say, mm-hmm. like the type of beats like that. I wanted to go with that type of feel. Now, my last album, there's nothing wrong with it, but it was kind of like a mixture of, it's kind of like me feeling out where I want to go. You know what I mean?
Right.
I really didn't know if I wanted to go this way or that way, this way or that way. Now I know where I want to go, and I know what the type of beats I like, and I know what type of beats I'm coming with. It's going to be all holy hip-hop Christian, and the kids like it. So I think that this year I should get more. And as a matter of fact, I got another show coming up in about 2 weeks. And there's a lot of people invite me to come do shows. You know, and I do more of the shows. A lot of people invite me to come and speak, too. So there's a lot of things that I do, you know, besides my music that comes with my music. I'm like a total package with it, you know. Right. Speaker, singer, rapper, whatever they want, that's what they're going to get. You know?
That's right. I know that's right. It's all around talent.
That's right.
Now, I must ask you, let's say today or tomorrow, you got an opportunity to open up a show for a major mainstream artist. It could be any artist you choose. Who would you want it to be that you open up for?
Wow. As far as a man, you know. So if I was to go back to, say if I was to go back to just straight up hip hop-ish way, mm-hmm. just say for instance, if I was just back on a hip hop style, I really like Nas, man. Growing up, man, I really like Nas. I like his style, I like his flow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unfortunately, like, I probably was surprised with my type of music, but I like Nas. That's like the rap style. But like on the singing style, growing up, if you didn't love Casey and JoJo, then you got a problem.
True.
Casey and JoJo was the stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's yeah. So, or R. Kelly back in the day with the public announcements, I like them too. But I would love to open up for one of them too,
That would be dope. That would definitely be dope. I mean,
yeah, man.
Even when I listen to your music, one person I used to love as far as when it comes to gospel music was Kirk Franklin. And when I heard your song, which we will get into for everybody tuning in, if y'all are wondering, if you haven't turned in to HotxXMag Online Radio, we'll talk about that real soon. But your single that you have in rotation remind me of a song I could see you opening up for Kirk Franklin. Reason I say that is because the energy you have in that song and the feeling that I can tell you felt that song. And, when I seen Kirk Franklin perform, his energy is always high. And I just feel like that will be a good combination. I don't know.
That'd be pretty cool. Now, I didn't say Kirk. Now, if you want to know the gospel way, yeah, I love Kirk Franklin. Like, you right about that one. I like him. But I like, there's a lot of other people that I like. But yeah, Kirk Franklin, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty dope. Because this is sort of like he like the young crowd,
Yeah.
He loved the younger group too, just like I do. So.
Definitely, yes.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll take that in E right there.
Oh, yeah. But no, Nas was dope. It's so funny you said Nas, because the other day I was talking to another music artist. I interviewed him, and we were talking about dope MCs, and my fiance was like, yeah, he like J. Cole. And I was like, yeah. And we was like, yeah, Nas. And he was like, yeah, Nas used to be dope too. So, it's funny you said Nas, because I don't know any generation yet that have not said Nas or don't know Nas. It's crazy.
For real. For real. I don't know nobody that ever made a song like Nas did. I don't know if you ever heard that song, but it's like a long time ago. It's like he do a song and it's like a reverse rap to it. Like he's like the bullet goes back in the gun or something like that. I can't remember how it went, but it was sort of on that level. But he reversed every lyric of it, and I'm like, man, that's creative.
Creative.
He's just a creative artist for me. That's why I like him. I always like Nas.
Heck yeah. That takes a lot of talent and brain cells.
Of course, yeah. You got to listen to it. It's like an older, like 2000, like 2002 or something like that. You got to go back to that one week, to that song that he had when he came out. One Mic is on that album.
Oh, okay.
You got to check it out. Yeah, for real.
That is dope. I definitely got to check that out, because I'm interested to see how he even did that. I know he killed
Rewind. I think it's called Rewind.
Okay.
The name of it. I don't for sure. Don't quote me on it, but I don't know. I can't remember. Because like I said, I haven't listened to hip-hop music in a long time.
Right.
But, obviously, yeah, it was 2000. I was living in New York then, actually. I was there when the World Trade, when that went down and everything.
Wow.
That was terrible. Yeah, that was terrible, man.
Oh,
that
I
was
can
terrible.
only
I had to
imagine.
walk like 4 hours to get home.
Yikes.
So that was pretty bad.
Definitely. And I mean, I'm glad that you brought that up, with you being in New York then, and now you're in South Carolina, right?
Of course.
So
I was raised in South Carolina now. I was born and raised in South Carolina, and I moved to New York when I was, 19. And I stayed until I was 28. So I stayed almost 10 years.
Wow. So with that going on and the big move that you did from New York to South Carolina, or from South Carolina to New York then back, how would you explain the music scene differences between the two cities?
You know what? So I had to get accustomed to a lot of stuff there, right? Mm-hmm. And the music was so at that time when I went to New York, they was just now getting into like the down south music. Mm-hmm. So because I remember going up there and that song was out, and they loved that song up there. Come on and raise up, take your shirt off, twist it in and something like a helicopter. I don't know if you remember that by P.D. Pablo.
Oh yeah.
They was playing that song and what's their name? Them boys. They was playing that and they was playing that I can't say them words because like I just trust words now. But but that's when I was saying the words. What was their names? If you don't go and throw it up. Hey, if you don't, I forgot their name. But they was out popular then, so they was listening to Little John and the East Side Boys.
Yep.
So they was listening to Little John and the East Side Boys and P.G. Pablo. But at that time, the rap battle beef was popular then because Nas and Jay-Z was going at each other. And I'm listening to this, and I was like, yo, I ain't never heard nothing like this before in my life, and I'm like, yo, this is kind of cool. They're going back and forth with each other. And then when Jay-Z come out with that song, R.O.C., no, what's that song he came out? I can't remember how, but it was kind of slow, like, kind of like a waltzy, like, beat, like a waltz-like beat. I can't remember the name of the song. And then Nas came out with that Ether, and that killed him. You know what I'm saying? Like, the rap battle was over. But it was a different transition of music because, like me, back when I was coming up there, it was like a whole bunch of fast music for me, And then when I get to New York, it's like I got to get adjusted to this music like I never heard it. Now they played a couple of jams of down south, but they was not really into down south like that yet.
Right.
They weren't. So, but I always like Nas, so that didn't bother me. Like I didn't know nothing about Jay-Z.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying? Until I got to New York because he wasn't that popular. See, the popular person to me was Biggie. Biggie and Tupac. Those were two popular rappers that we knew. And but that's how it went, man. It was a different. It was different, man. Different music, stuff that I had to get used to, and I got accustomed to it. And just adjusted.
I know that's right. And I mean, even back then, compared to now, I feel like there was so many changes. For prime example, I remember way back when I was doing music as well. I remember having to hit the streets, sell some CDs to promote my song and my EP and mixtapes.
Oh, yeah.
Versus now, you can just go on the internet and stream everything.
Exactly.
It's insane. And I know my opinion and take on the internet. I feel like it kind of is a pro and a con to the music business. But before I get into that, I would like to know, how do you feel about how the internet has impacted the music business?
So the internet is different because, like, you can go on YouTube and get the songs for free. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's if you go on Apple Music and Spotify, you got to get people to buy your music. And then a lot of people be like, I don't want to buy that if I can go to YouTube and get it for free. And then that's when you got to get a lot of views. It's all about likes and views now, because a lot of people will like your music and stuff like that, but they not going to give you, they might not give you, a follow because it's you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't about, a lot of people, they like your music. Well, say J. Cole doing something. They love J. Cole. But when it comes to Tara Jackson, if it's you, they might like your music, but they ain't going to give you no follow because it's you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where that play come in, like, because it's hard to really get your music out there. You really got, with the internet thing, yeah, they get it. But I'm glad you said about CDs because me and my boy was talking, like, the CD thing is not really over. People just stopped doing it.
Right.
They just stopped doing it because there's still a whole manufacturer of people that still make CDs for you. Because some guy just asked me the other day, are you going to make me some CDs? And I'm like, dude, you really don't do that. Like, you got to go on internet. Well, they don't know how, a lot of the older folks don't know how to go on the internet and go to Spotify. Not taking nothing from them or nothing like that, but that's just something they're not accustomed to doing.
Right.
So, but me, I really think that the internet music, I think it's kind of like, it's a pro and a con at it. It's like it's a thumbs up and it can be a thumbs down to me.
Right.
Just to me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I definitely agree because, and a lot of times with social media, a rapper comes out, you learn who they are on social media. But when it comes to meeting them in person, they're a total different person than what you've met on social media.
Exactly.
And I feel like that part is terrible because, again, when we go back to the children who listen and stream this music a lot, they fall in love with who other people want them to be or who they want to be, but not really who they are.
Exactly.
And I feel like in the music game, it kind of messes things up in a way as far as just how you're teaching the younger generation and, the message that you're giving out into the world. And it's so easy to be received when it comes to social media versus like in the streets and just word of mouth, in my opinion.
Exactly.
But, I'm hoping for the best when it comes to the music business around the world. Hopefully, we can uplift it a little bit more in all genres.
We will be able to. It's just that you got to get. So, listen. Not to take anything away from, not to take anything away from anybody in general, and not to take anything away from people, from us as a culture, as a black culture. I'm not taking it away from us, but what I am going to say is that they don't support their music like they should, because like I said, if it's them, it's good, but if when it's you, it's not.
Right.
And, like I have, so I have a lot of friends, you know what I'm saying? And, some are supportive, some are not, you know what I'm saying? But if they want to hear positive music or anything like that, then go out and support that person. You know what I'm saying? I try to support anything that's positive because this is what we're giving back to our kids.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if I was NBA Youngboy, I'm just giving you an example. If I was NBA Youngboy, shoot, man, you'd be getting all type of calls to your radio station right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm created for a purpose and people don't really know my music like that, but I'm telling y'all, go out and listen to it, because I'm not saying like, hey, it's the best music smoking. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is start supporting your people.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Start being a little bit more supportive of your people. Just like start supporting this radio station. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Do that, and see how far that everybody can get along. Everybody be able to eat off different things.
Yep.
If they just support it. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what's going to come back to you.
Yep. Very true.
Go on Spotify and buy people's music. It's only 99 cents for some of the people that's on there.
Yeah.
My music is 99 cents. I listen to your station, even though I listen to music, like I say, I have to listen to the type of music because I want to know what the kids listen to. Right. But I sat there and just listen to, the whole combination of what you was playing. Mm-hmm. And, some of it was, wasn't nothing that I would listen to.
Right.
But I listened to it, and I'm like, okay, well, these people got some talent.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I appreciate it.
So.
I definitely appreciate it, because like you said, that's where it starts, even if it's something that might not be their cup of tea or they just, they don't listen to it. But the important part was that you showed support. You checked it out in support of not only my station, but other music artists as well.
I do. I will. And I hope that everybody that's on your station will get full support. And I hope that everybody that's on your station will get the opportunity to do shows and get the opportunity to get paid for their music. I just want that opportunity to be granted for each and every one of them. I pray for that for them. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to make sure that what they give and they, like that lady said, I ain't raising your kids. No, you're not raising your kids, but the kids is the ones who buy them. The kids don't got no money, so they got to get the money from mom and dad in order to buy the music.
Right.
So, just every once in a while, some of you rap artists is, let's talk about something positive for these children sometimes. Because once all the Jay-Z's going and all these people going, you listen to this music now, you notice that a lot of these really young rap artists is getting killed. Like in 2 years, 3 years, they get a good 2 year span and some of them get killed. Yep. Right? And they don't even get to make it because of a he, she, say type of thing.
Mm-hmm. So true.
Right? So let's try to stop it. See, everybody, and when you making money like that, why would I get into some type of altercation or some type of beef with anybody?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm making money and I'm chilling and I want to give back to the community, and all the things that you wanted to do, your life get cut short over some beef, over he, she say, or how much money I got, or what kind of shoes I got, or he took my chain. that's simple things. Once these people, once our culture get it right, because we are our worst enemy.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We are our worst enemy, and it don't have to be physical. It could be a mental thing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It could be a verbal thing, but we downplay ourselves, and we shouldn't do it. You know, so we need to think about what we doing and how we doing in our actions, and think before we react, because every action don't require reaction to it.
Absolutely. And that's definitely true. You know, I try to teach my son that. Again, he's 9. He's going to 5th grade this year. After that, straight to middle school. And I try to tell him that all the time. You know, not everything deserves a reaction, you know, and if you do deserve, or if it do deserve a reaction, you got to know what type of reaction to give in that environment. And I think, you know, that's important for a lot of parents if you're tuning in to teach your kids. Because, you know, nowadays, I hate to say it, it's not like it was back in the day where you have a disagreement, you fight it out, hug it out, and you're done. Unfortunately, like you said, it's resulting in people losing their lives and over really petty things that really don't even matter in real life. So, you know, I pray that everybody, especially if you have children, or just everybody in general, stay safe. But like you said, everything does not deserve a reaction, seriously.
That's right. And a lot of people react to it. You know, a lot of people react to it. And, or they might. And another thing, too, you know, I know we're on the radio, but I want the parents to understand this, too. You know, some of the parents, and I was talking to my children about this yesterday, my youth group. I was talking to them yesterday, you know, and some of the parents, too, because what I did was I was talking about rebellion and what rebellion means. Well, in the definition, they had rebellion, and it had something about young people in it. And I don't like the definition of that, because the reason why I don't, because rebellious state cannot, it doesn't necessarily mean you got to be young, because me and you could be rebellious towards each other, right?
Right.
Because we're adults. Because we was just talking about this earlier, me and you. If you don't understand them now, they're going to rebel, right? Mm-hmm. But you got to go talk to them about these things, right? Now, you might have a disagreement, and they might get mad at you. Now, and you got to tell your children that you love them.
Yeah.
You got to tell your kids that you love them. If you want them to come up the right way, tell them that you love them, regardless of the fact of the matter, what didn't happen or what you got in trouble for. Talk about it, get it over with, and get it off their chest, because that's something they call contained memories. And you don't want them to have them contained memories about what my mom and dad talked to me about, or, you know, things that I went through. Because a lot of these kids now, you got to realize what's going on now in the world. They might have some beef at home or something like that, and they might get into a fight with a student, and they come back the next day, they shooting the school up.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
So sad.
They shooting the school up because we as parents are not talking to our children. Let them know we love them. You know, just because this world didn't change, your mom and daddy, the way your mom and daddy changed you, you should be the same way. The Bible says, train up a child in the way that they should go, they will never depart from it. So if I train up my kid the way that he or she should go in the world, the things that he or she learned from me, they won't depart from it. See, it's what's going on. We are not giving them the knowledge, and they departed from what we gave them, because we're not teaching them the right things in this world now. This new millennium kids, nothing wrong with it, but I pray for them. But I want these parents to understand, just because you're young, you still got to raise your kids, man. Mm-hmm. You got to raise them.
Yep.
You got to. So
that's
what I want to say. I'm sorry, but I just had to say that.
No, and I'm glad that you did, because, you know, that needed to be heard. And it's so crazy that you said all, because literally most of everything you said, I literally have a conversation with my fiance every day, because we're pretty young and we have a 9-year-old, and I'm like, we're really doing the thing. Like, he's a good boy, 4.0, couldn't ask for nothing else. And I talked to him the other day, and I said, it's kind of sad when you walk around and you see 7-year-olds and 6-year-olds and 5-year-olds outside by themselves, no parents around. And you just wonder, you know, instead of judging them, you wonder what went wrong. And, you know, we try to do that with him, with our son, you know, with everything. Instead of looking at things in a negative perspective, think of it of, you know, what went wrong, what could have went different. And I feel like, just like you said, treat them a lot better. Let them know you love them. And it makes a big difference. It really does.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It does, and that changes. That not only changes the world, but that changes the culture.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's what we want to do. We want to change the culture things, and that's what my music is about. I want to change the culture, how these children, react to things and how they act, and let them know they can still have fun. Just because my music is Christian doesn't necessarily mean God didn't have a sense of humor.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So he's fun too. So we just got to learn how to, cope with that. Some people don't, what I'm saying, and some people do, but if they listen to it and they get to understand it, like, oh man, okay, well, it's all right,
Yes.
All right, this is cool, and so it's just, we got to teach these children this, man. We got to.
Definitely.
When we went off at, what happened to your grandmother, Hattie Mae's and Betty Sue's, they gone. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now your grandmother's named Keisha, and they want to be called Hot Mama. They don't want to be called grandmother anymore because you got kids that's 20 and their mother might be 40, and they're going to the club with their mom because their mom never really get to live their life. Really want to have their youth time because they had a child at a young age. But did that not teach you responsibility? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what we want to teach our kids, responsibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, now is your time. No, you still need to be a mom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or you still need to be a dad.
Mm-hmm.
Dad's the same way. They can have a kid that, it's vice versa. Mom and dad, both of them. They want to take their son to the club and they 40 and they 20. No. Be your son's dad, not your son's. See, you want to be their friends. And that's why you're not being able to change the culture. Mm-hmm. Because you want to do what their friends do instead of doing what mom and dad should do.
Okay. So you can say that again.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I know for a fact, because I had some friends that's like that. And I'm not downplaying none of mom and dads, but I just want the mom and dads to know that your kids need you in all aspects of life.
Yes.
In all aspects. Starting from birth, all the way up, they need you. I know you probably want to go do things, but let's try to raise them the right way. And I guarantee you, the culture will change so quickly.
Yep.
And we can get back to that way. And I know it's kind of hard to get back to that way, but let's at least try to show them that me and you ain't made the party with each other. I got my own thing. Because when you was young, did your mom tell you, get out, what you doing here? If you're in there trying to talk amongst adults, did your mom, your dad, or whatever tell you, you better get out of here?
Yeah.
Did that ever happen to you?
She will more so just say, if I try to cut her off, adults is talking, politely ask to cut in.
Exactly. Well, they don't do that anymore. They some people have stopped doing that now.
Crazy.
But that's what it's all about, man. Positive music and trying to get it going and let these people hear the good greatness of positive music and get the culture, get the kids to understand where we coming from.
Definitely. And that's why I salute you so much because, you got the positive music on. You got a single actually in rotation right now called He Will Save. And I like that single. I like the feeling of it. And I like it even more now that you just said at the very beginning that you don't even write your music. You go off the top of your head. That's super dope. And
I do.
That's awesome. Now I must ask you, what inspired you to make that song? And how was the vibes in the studio when you recorded it?
You know what? I'm glad you asked me that. So, wow. You know what? This is so special, this song. Okay, so what happened was one of my friends called me up. His name OG Jack. And OG Jack is actually featured in the song. He's the one that rapped in the song. I didn't rap that part. He rapped that part. I did the hook and the singing verse in the beginning.
Okay.
So what happened, he called me up to come and do a song. And so I already had the beat, everything ready to go. Mm-hmm. And I get up to the studio, and when I first pull up, I pull up, I got some of the kids. I got some of the kids that some of the kids from the U crew, and I pull up, they smoking weed and everything like that. It was like basically trying to put it out. I said, you gotta do that, man. Thank you. I said, understand this. I said, I'm just a mere man. I said, because, you do what you do because, that's what you do. But I'm not gonna, say, hey, that's bad. And see, that's the thing what we do as Christians. We try to say, hey, that's bad, and we throw people away. We push them away. And we shouldn't do that. Because, and I'm going to get to this point because now I'm talking. I'm sorry. But what happens is, when you go to a church function, right? If you ever go, I don't know who's listening or who goes, but when you go to a church, when you go in the shower, are you clean? I mean, do you jump in the shower already automatically clean?
Okay. No, technically.
Just to get, you see what I'm saying? Like I'm taking a shower, just to get clean, right? Mm-hmm. But do you come to church clean already? So you don't jump in the shower because you already clean, right?
Right.
Same way with church folks. What they got to understand is, just because a person smoke weed, just because a person drink, just because a person do what they do, they don't come to church clean.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So since they don't come to church clean, I'm not the one to pass judgment on them, right? They come to church to try to get clean. You jump in the shower because you know that you're dirty, right? Mm-hmm. Some people come to church because they want to be cleaned up, right? So if they want to be cleaned up, everybody come there dirty. Mm-hmm. Every day. It doesn't matter who you are, pastor, minister, whatever. You got dirt on you when you come.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you got dirt on you when you come, then don't try to point me out or say things to me like that, because everybody been dirty before. You was young, so you know what people do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You didn't go to church. You didn't go to a lot of people back in the day. They get drunk all day on Saturday and wake up and go to church.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that you come to church with everything that you already had. So you don't jump in the shower. You don't be clean and then jump in the shower. You be dirty and get in the shower. The same way you come to church. Mm-hmm. You don't be dirty when you come to church. I'm not the one to ridicule you.
Right.
Because I'm not the one you got to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what they was doing, trying to hide their stuff. So that's a point I just wanted to make. So when we go to the studio, we got this hip hop music going on, which is cool. Like I said, I listen to all types of music because I like beats. Mm-hmm. And they listen to it, and then I put my beat on, and you can just hear them like slowly cutting down their music, because when I pulled out, because they knew I was Christian, and they knew I was a hip-hop Christian artist, because what I had on, the shirt said, every knee shall bow, and every tongue shall confess, on my shirt. And I also have bracelets on, with some with crosses, some with, I got one that says, "And on me, Lord," and I have one that says something else, a whole bunch of different bracelets on. They knew it. So, but they started cutting music down, because they was like, well, I wonder what he going to do. So anyway. So I went in there and started recording it, and me and OG Jack was coming up with the hook together. And I said, man, cut it on, let me hear it. And we're coming to hear it. I said, man, how that sound over? Because like I said, I don't write nothing down. Mm-hmm. He was like, man, it sounds good. That's what we're going to do. Everything was off the top. So when I started recording, and before the song got completely done, everybody that was in the studio, because it was different studios. So I went to like a studio that has like maybe 5 in 1. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 5 studios for one building. They cut their music off, and it was like, you could just hear them like cut their music down. It was like, yo, this dude right here got some, this song here is a good song, he would say. And so they cut their music completely off, mm-hmm. just to hear what this song was about.
Wow.
And before you know it, and that's all you heard was my song playing over and over and over and over again. And they did not start back recording until I left up out of the studio. Oh, wow. So it was like, and I knew that this song was a banger when they went from, smoking a reefer or whatever, putting it away, and not just because of the song, not just because who I am, and not just because what I stand for. They put it away because they was like, this song is a positive song. Mm-hmm. Yep. And the energy was high. If you would have saw me record, it was so high. The energy was so high in there. And I even had the guy that was rapping, his energy was high. And the guy was like, you can come here anytime, man. He said, I love when people come in here and just have high energy and just be ready to go and be ready to record and know what they want to do and the song sounds good at that, he said, bro, man, every time you're ready to record, let's do it.
Wow.
So that's in Charlotte. That was in Charlotte where I recorded it from. So, and so it was like, that song, I don't even know how in the world, like, I ain't even got the words come out of my mouth, but it did. And it was, I was going for it, man. I really think that I can really push it pretty far. That's my new first song off the new album that I'm making now. This is going to be titled He Was Saved. That song is called He Was Saved. And that's the first song that I made. And I'm going to shoot a video for it pretty soon.
That's going to be dope. And now you mentioned about an album coming out. Do you have a title for your album yet?
He Was Saved, the name of the song.
Nice.
So I'm going to call it He Was Saved also, yes.
Okay.
So everything's going to be hip-hop, just like that. Hip-hop's dope music, just like that.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be dope. And now, do you have a release date that you're thinking about dropping it around?
Well, I'm trying to finish it out. I know I'm not going to finish it this year because I just started on it. Like, He Was Saved, I just did He Was Saved maybe about 2 months ago. Mm-hmm. And that's the first song that I got. Now, I do got songs that I got ready to go. Mm-hmm. I got another song that I don't want to put, like, I want to just put out one. I do got another song that I'm working on too. Mm-hmm. So I got to kind of take my time because, I do a lot of things in music. I have a lot of things I have to do, but music is what I do too, and so I should be done. You give me about I don't even think a year. I want to be done within 8 months.
Okay.
I want to be done within 8 months yet.
Okay. Damn,
so maybe like December, I want to drop it out.
Okay. That's not long from now.
Yeah. I want to try to have it done before December.
That's going to be dope.
I think I can do it.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I mean, you still got time. Again, it sounds like you got some heat on the way because, He Will Save. I like that song. And, I thought a lot of other people like that song as well. I can't wait to see how it does on the DRT charts because I already know people going to be feeling it. So I'm excited for that.
I appreciate that. I tell you, people that love it, man, I salute y'all. I appreciate y'all that like the song, man. I really do. Thank y'all for that.
Absolutely. Now, again, like you said, you have music in the cut. You're planning on dropping your album sooner, but later, but real soon. So for the people who are tuning in, they're interested in everything you got going on and want to keep up with you. Where could they follow you at on social media?
So you can go on Spotify, and I'm on Instagram too. It's Created for a Purpose. CFAP, Created for a Purpose. You can find me there. You can find me on. Well, I don't use Facebook a lot, but I use TikTok too. So you can go on TikTok, and it's Created for a Purpose Music on TikTok. So follow me on Instagram, Created for a Purpose. Let me make sure I give them the right one because I don't really look at Instagram like that. But I noticed when I had dropped one song, like when I first started to do it, like I had like 50 followers, and I dropped that one song that one night, and I woke up the next day and I had 900 some followers, and I was like, wow, like one night.
Wow.
So on Instagram, it's Created for a Purpose 1. Mm-hmm. And it's CFAP the conductor. And the conductor is spelled with a K. KONDUCTA. And if you go to TikTok, which that's what I'm going to be dropping a video pretty soon. If you go to TikTok, it's at Created for a Purpose Music. It's on TikTok.
And I know y'all love some TikTok, so y'all better go follow them.
Yeah. Get them followers up, man. Come on, man. I want to run it all the way up to. Let me get them 90,000 followers like all these other people be having.
Absolutely, yeah, they be popping.
For real, man. They can have like one crazy video, and they don't be making no sense. They get 90,000 views, 90,000 followers. Like, what in the world?
Right.
Like they might put their foot on there. And here you go. The video will be coming out soon, though. I'm trying to make the video in 2 weeks. The video is going to be awesome. I don't really want to talk about the video, but I guarantee you, when I put it out, I'm going to tag you in it.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, you talking about me. So let's do this. Let's make sure you tune into her radio station. Hot Mag. Let's make sure you tune into the radio station. Listen to her and support her because she willing to support anybody that has hot music. She's willing to support it. So let's make sure we support you.
Hey,
So
I appreciate that.
So it's hot. Let me get this right. So HotxXMag Online Radio, correct?
Correct. Yep, you got it.
All right. So so everybody that's listening, let's stay listening to HotxX Mag Online Radio. You know, she does interviews. You know, she got song rotations going on. Yo, man, y'all look her up and you know, talk to her. Hit up on Facebook. It's Tara Jackson, correct? Right.
Correct. Yep.
All right. Hit up on Messenger. It's Tara Jackson. Just message her, and she will get back in touch with you. And it's not a long time. Like when I messaged her, it was like 2 minutes. She was like right back at me. So let's try to show her some support, man. Let's let her be the hottest internet radio there is.
Let's go. I really do appreciate that. And make sure y'all follow him as well. Follow both of us, you know what I'm saying? But definitely follow him. Stay tuned in with everything he got going on. And for those of you who are tuning in and did not tune into the rotation, we're about to get into his single called He Will Save. But before we do you have any special shout outs you want to give today?
Yeah, so first of all, I want to give it, of course, I got to give a shout out to God, G-O-D, of course. That's the first one. You know, that's a special shout out I want to give a shout out to. I want to give a shout out to my family, you know, that support me through my time, you know, and I want to give a shout out not only to my family, I want to give a shout out to my church members, you know, UTR Ministries, you know, they supported me as well, you know, head pastor Danza, give a shout out to him, First Lady Lisa. I want to give a shout out to them. Let's also, you know, give a shout out to you as well. Let's give a shout out to HotxMagOnlineRadio, Radio, you know, for having me come on as my interview. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. And I'm glad to have you. I'm glad, you know, I was able to be here for your first interview. I'm super excited. I want to thank you for your continued support. I want to thank you for, you know, being part of the rotation and just blessing us with some dope music in the rotation. So thank you.
I'll be looking for some new dope music to come pretty soon. I'm gonna try to keep as a matter of fact, I'm keeping He Will Save on there as long as I can. You know, a matter of fact, it's gonna stay on there, Hot Mag Radio, probably all year, man. Y'all gonna get tired of He Will Save because it's gonna keep on playing on your radio waves.
Yes, let's go. And for those of you who have not heard the single, we're about to get into the single now. This is He Will Save by Created for a Purpose. Y'all heard it on HotxMagOnlineRadio.